The Auburn football team is arguably the best-known sports team on the Plains, but the basketball team gained some ground by going to the Final Four in the 2019 NCAA tournament, and a lot of new fans paid attention when the baseball team advanced to the College World Series.
Well, you might think Auburn's last national championship was in 2010, but as Kevin Worthington tells us, the Tiger Equestrian Team has racked up a few titles since then. And back in April, they again proved to be best in the U.S.
Few college athletic programs can boast the kind of success that the Auburn Equestrian Team enjoys.
3 national championships and 2 SEC championships.
That's just in the 4 years that Lauren Diaz has been a student at Auburn. Since the equestrian program was started in 1996, a total of 6 national championship trophies have ridden into Auburn on horseback.
It's normal for us to do so good, so we're really proud of when other teams can, compete on a level kind of like we do all the time. And it's not in any kind of envious way, but we're really proud of everybody that comes through here, and we're really close with all of the athletes, so we know them on a more personal level to, see our friends succeed and do good at what they do for a living is really exciting for us.
One of the things that makes the sport difficult is that riders compete on a horse that's supplied by the school hosting the meet. To put it in terms of other sports, it's like using someone else's equipment.
Yeah, it's not only somebody else's equipment, it's what they've practiced with. And so even though the opposing team, the home team, doesn't know what horse they're going to get that day, they're at least still familiar with it. And the one thing that can sometimes hurt you a little bit, going back to, again, this drive for them for the horse to be as best as possible, sometimes they'll ask more of the horse that day than they should. The horse on meet day isn't going to be quite the same. You got different people warming them up. You've got another team that just maybe have just competed on them if you're the second draw for that horse. And so sometimes if you ride with expectations at home, you'll get let down.
An equestrian meet consists of the hunt seat discipline, which includes riding over a flat surface and jumping fences, and the Western discipline, made up of horsemanship and reining. With 5 girls competing in each of those events, the starting team consists of 20 athletes. But at the championship meet in Waco, Texas back in April, it all came down to the final rider.
And I was in the corner just walking around waiting to start, and I heard there was no clapping. And I'm like, something bad happened. And I didn't think the horse stopped, so I'm like, did she go off course? What did she do? And she's like, she comes out and she said, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. And I'm like, sorry about what? What's good? And still nobody told me, so then Coach Fraswell comes over, I'm like, what happened? She was like, she stopped. And I was like, so we lost. She was like, yes. And I was like, so it comes down to me. And she was like, technically. And I was like, I'm gonna go over here and take a minute.
Ashton's ride started with a penalty, so in spite of hearing good job from her teammates, she wasn't sure her score would be high enough to win.
And so once that came through, I'm not one that gets very emotional, and I definitely cried a little bit with everyone hugging me and stuff like that. And then when I made it back up to the stands, all the girls came down, and my nickname is Chippy, and so they all screamed and chanted that, and so it put me in tears. So it was definitely a good way to end my career here.
The end of a season is always bittersweet for a coach. The excitement of a national championship is tempered by the loss of relationships with people who are moving into the next phase of their life.
What I'm going to miss more than anything from this group is their leadership. But as a coach, and just what goes back to your question before, what do you get by being privileged to be an athlete at Auburn? It's the leadership qualities, and when you see them all adopting that and putting it into practice with all these other young athletes behind them, it's why we do the job.
For Simply Southern, I'm Kevin Worthington.
FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education.
We're strengthening American agriculture and providing our members with the skills needed to build healthy local communities, a strong nation, and a sustainable world.
We are the next generation of agriculture.
It's our turn now.
Let's show the world what we can achieve together.
We are FFA.
What one thing can you say about your local quality co-op store? You can trust us. You get what you need for your farm, for your lawn and garden, and the safest products for your pets. We're locally owned and operated, and you can trust that we care about our community and the people in it. So if you're a raised bed gardener, a rose gardener, or if you farm hundreds of acres, the Quality Co-op Store has exactly what you need to get the job done. All this plus friendly, knowledgeable advice. Your Quality Co-op Store. There's one near you.
The versatile peanut. Meat of the earth. Friend of the soil. Tasty, nutritious, packed with protein. And Alabama peanut farmers nourish some very special things. Families, communities, and Alabama's economy. Peanuts. Good for you, good for Alabama.
For more Simply Southern, be sure to follow us on social media. And while you're online, visit our website, simplysouthern.tv.net. Simply Southern will continue in a moment.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.